Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. How does the SNP treat people who do something that brings them into disrepute? This thing, in this particular case, being highlighting the fact that their books are a bit dodgy and that no one wants to let him look at them. Well, of course, we're talking about Douglas Chapman, the ex-treasurer. He was treasurer for about 5 minutes, who resigned from the role after being forced out, effectively, by Peter Murrell not letting him have access to the books. You cannot be treasurer of an organisation over which you have no control of the finances. And so he resigned and sort of said why he resigned, and now he's being punished. There is moves afoot to deselect him from his seat in order to parachute in someone more palatable to the SNP hierarchy. Let's have a look at this article. So, whistleblower SNP MP Douglas Chapman faces internal attempt to unseat him. You see, this is what happens. The SNP, they have this man who has been loyal to the party for many years, and of course they do what the SNP do. He has dared to raise an issue that could be seen by some to be of an inconvenience, and so he must be ruthlessly taken out. They will not stand by when people embarrass the hierarchy. The former party treasurer resigned from his role as he accused Peter Murrell and the SNP HQ of not letting him fully see the accounts, and now faces a bid to oust him from his Dunfermline and West Fife seat because they need to send a message, not only to him, you've done this, you're going to pay the price, but they're also sending a message to anyone else. Under no circumstances are you to do anything against the party, even when they are breaking the law or doing immoral or unethical things. We've seen how over in North Lanarkshire they're punishing the whistleblowers there rather than punishing the perpetrator of serious crime, because that's who the SNP are. They always back the perps and never stand up for the victims. An SNP whistleblower who publicly raised concerns about the party's finances is facing a battle to be reselected as an MP due to the internal power struggle. Former party treasurer Douglas Chapman could be ousted out of his Dunfermline and West Fife seat by a nationalist establishment candidate. In other words, one of Yousaf's lickspittals, who's proven himself to be perfectly fine and capable of showing complete, unquestioning loyalty to the regime, regardless of what they do. Someone who obviously has more loyalty than internal morals. He was one of the first SNP members to speak publicly about the state of the party's finances when he resigned from his treasury role, stating that he could not get access to the books. And one of his allies claims that this is an attempted coup and it's due to him being a whistleblower and also for refusing to support the continuity candidate Yousaf in the SNP leadership contest. He instead backed Kate Forbes. Now, this move, if it happens, is a further renting in two of the party. We know, and I've covered it before, how after the election when he won, he could have united the party. He could have brought Kate Forbes and a couple of her supporters into the cabinet to show that there was no hard feelings, to show it was a united party. And it would have shown that he was willing to take people into the cabinet based on ability and not just on their ability to kiss his arse. But no, he didn't do that, and he split the party. And now they're looking to replace all those who supported Kate Forbes with their yes men, with their lickspittals, with their bum boys that want to do this. And so obviously Chapman needs to go. And that will only alienate Chapman supporters. It will further push the split down the middle of the SNP. So it is something really to be welcomed. We want to see the SNP cloven in two and completely destroyed. A source told The Times Chapman has been told his time is up, but he will obviously put up a fight. This is all HQ revenge on Chapman over supporting Kate Forbes in the leadership contest and for speaking out over the treasurer stuff. And look, there's the person that Yousaf wants to replace Chapman with. It is understood that local councillor Naz Anismaya is the leading candidate to replace the veteran nationalist and was reportedly backed by key Yousaf and Nicola Sturgeon ally Shirley Ann Somerville. The Social Justice Secretary is a member of the SNP establishment and has served in key roles in a number of Scottish Government cabinets. And she will not publicly back any of the candidates, but she will stand there and point to the ones that she's sort of not publicly backing him. But it is quite telling that this is happening. We know that they want to oust everyone who is not, a foaming at the mouth loyalist to Hamza Yousaf. They want to show this united party. The trouble is they are alienating all of those, the Forbists. They are alienating anyone who disagrees with standard SNP policy, and they don't like anyone gainsaying anything or embarrassing the party in their eyes. I think embarrassing the party would be done by, for example, covering up all the crimes that have happened and covering up the terrible situation with the accounts, and for backing the perpetrators of sex crimes rather than their victims. But hey, who am I to say? Anyway, in a statement, the MP said that he fully accepted any challenge for his Dunfermline and West Fife seat under the SNP's democratic structures. Well, there aren't any, are they? There's no democracy in the SNP. He will be ousted. He will be forced out undemocratically. They won't be going and asking the people there who select the candidate to select a new one. They will be forcing these people to select a new one. Pressure will undoubtedly be applied, and if Chapman goes, it will be an indictment on how awful the SNP is, how undemocratic it is, and how can we put it, how dictatorial it has become. But local party members have been briefing against Mr Chapman as they played down the significance of both his support for Miss Forbes and him quitting his finance role. Questions have been asked about his work rate, with one local member calling him a lazy bastard, and his closeness to Alex Salmond's Alba party was also mentioned as a negative. So this is the thing. They are already conspiring to get rid of him because they see the way the wind is blowing. And of course, it wouldn't surprise me. You start ousting people, especially people like Chapman. You start ousting the Kate Forbes supporters and things like that. They will go across. They will go across to Salmond. Salmond will also automatically then have a built-in power base. He will have recognisable figures. He will have a structure, and he will present a threat, a huge existential threat to the SNP. And if that nationalist base is split down the middle, SNP and Alba, you are going to have a lovely, lovely walk-in for Labour. The SNP will be done. They will be out of power. They could lose most of their seats. They will be a fringe group in both Westminster and in Holyrood. So we need to push this. We need to encourage people to let this happen. Let's get this guy in. One of Hamza Yousaf's mates. Let's get him in. Let's get the likes of Chapman. Not that he's particularly good, of course, but it's the principle of the infighting that they have that they need to do this and split the party further. Just keep renting it, splitting it, breaking it up, and it is to the betterment of all of Scotland. I shall come up. This is exactly the behaviour that you would expect from the SNP. They must expunge and get rid of everyone who stands up and offers any kind of resistance to the narrative of the hierarchy. You're not allowed to have a dissenting voice. You must all chime in like good little drones. And that is why the party is in the state it's in. It's why the country's in the state it's in. Nobody dares to stand up and say, actually, what you're doing could be done better, could be done different, or what you're doing is actually wrong, or in some cases just plain evil. And so it reinforces itself. The stupid reinforces the stupid, and the bad reinforces the bad. And you end up with a state of affairs that you have now in Scotland, where the infrastructure is failing, the NHS is failing, everything is failing, because they have no talent left. They're all universally bum-kissing yes men. And that's it. Anyway, I shall finish there. Thank you very much for listening. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, please hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, leave a like, leave a comment, please share the video. But mostly, leave a like. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, never trust the SNP. They are backstabbing bastards. And goodbye.